by reviewing what we've been doing this week with decimals. All right. Okay. As we reviewed on this side over here, what are these numbers called?
The main numbers, like the
Keep
normal
going.
numbers.
It's not a part, it's
a whole. Whole numbers.
Whole numbers. Very good. So what's over here on this side? On the right side of our decimal point?
Half numbers. Like half of it.
You're close.
Quarter.
What's a part of a number?
Fraction.
Very good. Over here are our fractions. So how would you say that too? Let's say that 7's not there.
2.7.
All right.
7.
It's okay, that was tricky. I wanted to see how much you would remember. We'll just back up a little bit more. Okay. Remember here was our ones. Here was our tens.
Oh.
Here was our hundreds. Ah, the light bulbs are going on. Hundreds. And over here, you remember what was over here? Who can tell me? Oh, the labels.
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Well, let's start with the smallest. Let's start over here.
1/10. And hundredths and thousands. No, it's quite weird saying that.
Use my sloppy writing, guys. You're used to it. You have to remember the THS. Remember our splash guard? I need to hear that, okay? Or I'm going to think you're over here. Right? Okay. Now.
7/10.
Very good. Can you put the whole thing together? Do you remember what our decimal point said?
2 7/10.
Very good. All right, and we would write that like 2 and 7 tenths. Here's the tenths, here's our 7, 2 and 7 tenths. Very good. You guys remembered quite a bit. That's great. Yes.
What happened if the 7 went on the thousands and it had like on the 100?
If the 7 was over here,
Yeah, and another like that. For example, 0.
any number. Yeah. Okay. Can you help her? Can you say that number for me?
2 and 7.
Pretend all that's not there and just read that number.
2 and 7 thousand.
You're so close. 2 and 707 thousandths. Remember, we have to pretend that none of this is here and just say it like you normally would. You would say 707. When you get to the last digit, you look down and you see the place value, thousandths, and you tack that onto the end. So this would be 2 and 707 thousandths. Okay, and it would look like this. That's a big one, isn't it? All right. You guys did really well with that. You remembered quite a bit. That's good. That means you're learning it. You want to take a tissue so you can erase when you need to?
You want us to write that?
Nope, I want you to say it for me.
2 and 63 hundredths.
Very good. Alright, we'll do another one. The stutter threw me off. You're right. Good. And you guys are good at this. Alright, let's do another one. This for you.
600. 604. 604.
It has a voice. What does it say?
And
Mhm.
9 tens.
Yes. You can look up there. That's why I wrote it, so we can look at it. We still need it. Next week that won't be there. We'll have to remember our place values without peeking. Yes.
Can I answer Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
And 100 and hundreds.
Try again.
14 and 92 hundreds.
Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna let you guys write some for me. So my hand's tired. Okay, you write 900 and 1600ths. And you can write 14 and 901 thousandths. 14 and 901 thousandths. Okay. Show me. Hmm? Yep. You don't have to write all that at the bottom unless it helps you.
That helps me.
That helps you? If it helps you, then you can write it. It's the right answer. Mm-hmm. Right, now write, you can both write this one for me.
So you can write the best.
810 and 810 and 6/10. Correct? You need some help. Show me again. Where's your decimal?
Oh.
There you go. Mhm. Now write that number as a fraction.
That's what it was.
As a fraction.
Oops, the number 8.
It was 810 and 6/10.
Will this do? I think it is.
It's okay because we just briefly hit this. This is where we're going to build new skills today. No, that's good guesses. I can see the thinking, but it's not quite right. No. Okay. Put your whiteboards down. Alright. Remember when we talked about if it's on this side of the decimal, it is a whole number. Right? So, how old are you?
11.
So it would look like that if we had to write it for the decimal, on our decimal line here. Okay? When is your... Oh, that won't work. Let me see.
07.
I'll keep it simple for the first one. So this is 11 and 3/10. Alright? This is a whole number. How do you write a whole number?
I think the whole number is on the side. Does it? Oh yeah.
If I were to say, write down how old you are, what would you write? Right. But what you don't know is that there's an invisible decimal point right there, because this is a whole number.
I remember the last time we did this, you said there's like a visible.
Right.
It was behind A.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we touched on this yesterday in preparation for today. There's an invisible decimal point there, okay? Now this we know is a fraction, right? And we've been writing it so we know that it's going to look like this. It is 3/10. But we don't have to write this because it's invisible. We know this is a whole number because there's nothing under it. It's not a fraction. It's a whole number. So this says 11 3/10.
I have a question. Aren't like fractions, does the smaller number go on the top or the bigger number?
Well, sometimes you'll see them and you'll have a bigger number on the top, and that's called an improper fraction, and then you have to fix that. But I don't think we're going to go into that today. Tomorrow? Maybe. I'm sure it'll be coming up in our lesson plan soon. But we won't have to worry about that today. I won't give you any that are like that. That would be too tricky. I'm not that mean.
I think other fifth grade teacher would on that
Maybe.
to show up.
Okay, so write for me, just on your decimal line, write for me 43 and 10 hundredths
In fraction form?
on a decimal line. Like this.
What is the number?
10 hundredths.
And what's that?
10 hundredths.
Just 10 hundreds?
Mm-hmm. Can you write it as a fraction now?
No.
Maybe you can. Did I?
Yeah, please.
There's no fraction number on the end.
There is.
Or you would have some number.
I said 43 and 10 hundredths.
Oh, I thought you mean.
Now write it as a fraction.
Oops.
It's okay, this is new learning. I don't expect you to get them all right from the start. I love it that you are concerned about being right all the time. You're close. What is the whole number? What is the whole part of this? Which side of the decimal point is our whole number? It's always on this side of the decimal point. It's always on the left. So we're just going to write it like that. Okay? We don't need to put the decimal point. We know that it's there. And by the way, don't ever call that a dot. I do it sometimes. If you hear me do it, correct me. Because they will really get on to you when you move on to middle school if you're still calling that a dot or a period.
This one seemed to always the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll be a lot harder on you. Have to remember what everything's called. How do we write the fraction?
10 tenths.
No. What place is it in?
Tenths.
It's in the hundredths place.
10 hundredths.
That throws you because there's a ones over here and there's not over here. It goes
Yeah.
straight to tens. And that confuses a lot of students when they're first learning about this. But it would look like that, 43 and 10 hundredths. Alright, I'm going to give you one. And we're going to play for M&Ms. I'll give you a little encouragement. And if you get it right, you can take it in the room. I'll try to make them easy at first. 6 and 1/10. Yes. You don't need to put the 0 on the end, but it doesn't change the value of our number, but you don't need it. Yes. Take
You
an
just
M&M.
put 6.
Good job.
0.1.
Now write it as a fraction.
I can do that.
So picky. What place is the
Hundreds.
and draw your line. Very good. Okay, get an M&M. How about you? Can you do it? The pressure's on. Want me to rewrite the number for you to look at?
That's not.
Now, I've shared with you guys before that I am dyslexic. I struggled with reading and math was hard for me. And it took me a while to catch on to that. So don't worry about it if it takes you a while because dyslexics understand that.
Is that right?
Yes. Pick an M&M. Very good. Okay. We're going to keep going, but that's enough for the video. I cut it off. How long was it?
16 minutes, 37 seconds.